Students, KTHM College, Department of Political Science, myself Chandanshive Vasudha, welcome you all again for the subject Introduction to Constitution. Now, in the last lecture, we have learnt about the right to religion freedom under the Article 25 to 28. Now, now in this lecture, we are going to learn about Article 29 and Article 30 that grants the cultural and educational right. We have already seen the unit. So we have done with the right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion. Now we are going to learn about cultural and educational rights. And after that, the two elements, that is right to property and right to. We will start with the cultural and educational rights, which is under Article 29 and 30. So the first article is protection of language, script and cultural of minorities, which is under Article 29. So Article 29 provides that any sections of the citizen residing in any part of India having a distinct language, script or culture of its own shall have the right to conserve the same. So further, no citizen shall be denied admission into the educational institution maintained by the state or receiving aid out of state funds on ground of, means there should be no discrimination on the grounds only of religion, race, caste, gender, language. So the first provision protects the right of a group while the second provision guarantees the right of the citizen as an individual irrespective of the community to which he belongs. So Article 29 grants protection of both religious minorities as well as linguistic minorities. However, the Supreme Court held that the scope of this article is not necessarily restricted to minorities only, as it is commonly assumed to be. So this is because of the word which is used, section of citizen, in the article that includes minorities as well as majority. So the Supreme Court also held that the right to conserve the language includes the right to aggregate for the protection of languages. Hence the political speeches or promises made for the conservation of the languages of the section of the citizen does not amount to means corrupt practice under the representation of the people under Article 1951, representation of the people Act 1951. So this is the Article 29. After that, the second article, that is Article 30, right of minorities to establish and administrate educational institute. So under this article, Article 30, which grants the rights to minorities, whether religious and linguistic. So there are some rights. So the first one is all the minorities shall have the right to establish and administrate educational institute of their choice. The second one is the compensation amount fixed by the state for the compulsory executions of the property of a minority educational institute shall not restrict or prohibit the right guaranteed to him. So this provision was added by 44th Amendment Act of 1978 to protect the right to minorities in this regard. So please remember students the amendment 44th Amendment Act of 1978, which was to protect the right of minorities. So the act deleted the right to property as a fundamental right, which was Article 31. So we will learn further. This we will learn further in a separate way. The article right to property was 31. The third one is in granting aid, the state shall not discriminate against any educational institute managed by minorities. So, hence the protection under Article 30 is confined only to minorities, means it may be religious or linguistic, and does not extend to any section of citizen under Article 29. However, the term minority has not been defined anywhere in the Constitution. The right under Article 30 also includes the right of majority to impart education to its children in its own languages. So there are three educational institute of minorities. That are the three are the first one is institutions that seek recognition as well as aid from the state. Institute that seek only recognition from the state and not aid, and institute that neither seek recognition nor aid from the state. The institute of the first and second type are subject to the regulated power of the state with regard to syllabus prescription, academic standard, discipline, and employment of teaching staff, and so on. There are many elements in that. So the institute of the third type are free to administrate their affairs subject to cooperation of general laws like contract law, labor law, industrial law, tax law, economic regulation, and so on. So there are many elements in the third in the third institute. That the third institute is institute that neither seek recognition nor the aid of the for the state. So this is Article 29 and 30, which is cultural and educational right. With the cultural and educational rights under Article 29 and 30. Thank you all of you.